nap with Mr. Grizz, but now I'm very well rested and ready to talk to you about the next scenes of Macbeth. Okay, let's talk witches, because they're coming up in the next scene and they're kind of cool and important. So as a lot of you might have guessed from my earlier rants, the witches are a big part of the play Macbeth. Shakespeare calls them witches, but are they really witches the way we think of them? You know, I don't really think they had the pointy hats and broomsticks that a lot of people think of when they think of witches today. One interpretation of the witches, and one that I subscribe to, is that they are less of the more modern-day witches and more sort of nature magic-y. So less Harry Potter, more druid. A lot of people also think that they might have something to do with something called the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crone, which is actually sort of a triple deity. The Maiden, which represents womanhood in its sweetest, most innocent form. And then there's the Mother, where you have children and the mother's often depicted as pregnant. And there's the Crone, where you've gone on to later life and you're older and you're a lot wiser. The Mother, the Maiden, and the Crone also have a lot to do with the phases of the moon, and womanhood is very connected with the phases of the moon. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Shakespeare's witches. Are these witches predicting the future, or are they causing it? We're going to get to see a little bit of them doing their work in the upcoming scene. I personally tend to think that they're just predicting the future and they don't cause it, but a lot of people differ in their opinions, and feel free to leave comments telling me why you think so or why you don't think so. There's something else we need to talk about before we dive right into this play. A lot of people think that Shakespeare was some stodgy old guy who only wrote about stuff that wasn't interesting or funny to modern-day life. Actually, Shakespeare was kind of a randy little dude who wrote a lot of sort of weird and slightly disturbing stuff. We'll be talking about some of that soon, but I am going to have to put a PG-13 warning on it, so if you're younger and you're watching this, please don't get me in trouble with your parents, okay? Okay, now that we've got those out of the way, it's time to read some more of Shakespeare's Macbeth. So like I said, this scene starts out with the witches, and they're meeting again because it's after the battle that we talked about last time. "Where hast thou been, sister?" The second witch says, "Killing swine." Third witch, "Sister, where thou?" Now comes the kind of disturbed part, as the first witch explains where she has been. "A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. 'Give me,' quoth I. 'Aroint thee, witch,' the Rumfen Runyon cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. And in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do." Okay, let's talk about that line, shall we? So basically the first witch met this sailor's wife who's sitting there and eating chestnuts. And the first witch was like, "Give me some." And the old lady was like, "Go away, biatch." So the first witch decides what she's going to do is go find this woman's husband and have sex with him a lot. Let's see what the other witches have to say about it. Second witch, "I'll give thee wind, thou art kind, and I another." So her friends are basically all like, "Cool, we'll help." It's creepy, right? The first witch goes on, "I myself have all the other. And the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know in the shipman's card, I'll drain him dry as hay." That's exactly what you think it is. She's going to have sex with him until he's out of... Yeah. I warned you. "Sleep shall neither night or day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid." So she's going to ride him and he won't be able to sleep because she'll be too busy. "Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed." More of the same, really. She's gonna harass him for a really long time. But then she gets distracted. Lucky for us. "Look what I have. Show me, show me. Here I have a pilot's thumb, racked us homeward he did come." So she's got a thumb now, severed. Presumably there's nobody attached to it. Gee, I hope so. Then there's the sound of a drum. a drum, Macbeth doth come. And then they do this weird little dance thing, which can be a spell, or maybe they just really like to rhyme. Weird sisters hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace the charms wound up. And in walk Macbeth and his buddy Banquo. So Macbeth and Banquo are just getting back from this battle thing, where, as you heard if you saw the last video, they caused a lot of carnage. They basically took on 2 armies, sort of by themselves, it sounds like. And then there are the witches. Look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it. Live you, or are you aught that may question? You seem to understand me, but each at once her choppy finger laying on her skinny lips. You should be women, yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so. So basically he's describing the witches a little bit, what he sees of them. It's probably not what they actually look like. Depending on what theater you go to, some people play the witches as they're described, really ugly, scabby old women. A lot of times, well, when we've done the play, Rebel Alliance Theater, everyone, it's cool, we interpret the witches differently, that they can be seen however they choose to be seen. So to Banquo and Macbeth, maybe they look creepy and scabby and have beards, but to them, they're actually the mother and the maiden and the crone, or whatever they want to be, really. It's cool. Then Macbeth addresses them. Speak if you can, what are you? And the first witch says, All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis. The second witch says, All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. And the third witch says, All hail Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter. Whoa, heavy stuff, because Macbeth is not any of those things yet. Banquo is wondering why Macbeth seems kind of freaked out by this. Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that sound so fair? So why are you freaked out? They're telling you all this awesome stuff. And then all the witches turn to Banquo, and they all hail him. Lesser than Macbeth and greater, not so happy yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. All hail Macbeth and Banquo. Banquo and Macbeth all hail. So basically they're saying that Macbeth is going to be the king, but Banquo's kids are going to be kings. So it's good, but it's not for Macbeth, because he's like, well, why won't I have any kids who are going to be king? Are they all going to be little losers or something?